The topic that we are going to discuss is very interesting, particularly in the Indian context, because if I quote Swami Vivekananda, he said, somebody had asked him a question, and he said that pursuit of pleasure or comfort cannot be the aim of human life. The goal is to pursue knowledge. Tapa swadhyaya niratam, ever devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. Then he was asked that if the purpose of life is to pursue knowledge, then what is the purpose of knowledge? His answer was that purpose of knowledge is to develop the ability, competence to what we see around us is all diversity. With these two eyes, we see this world full of diversity, all kind of diversities. Color of the skin, the language which we speak, the faith system we belong to, and various other criteria. But if you, through the acquisition of the knowledge, if you acquire Gyan Chakshu, then you will be able to see beyond this apparent diversity, total unity. And you will realize that each one of us is connected with the others. We do not live our life in isolation. We are all interconnected. And that can happen only through the medium of knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Gita, which is considered to be the essence. India is not a one book country whose culture has been inspired by one book. Here we have so many books that even Dharmaraj Yudhishthira was confused. And he asked Bhishma Pitame that there are so many definitions of it. We are going to discuss Dharma Sahitya. So he says so many definitions, so many interpretations, so many commentaries. Which one I should pursue? So I do not know whether he was satisfied with the answer given by Bhishma Pitame, but the man who has compiled all Indian wisdom, he has given a brilliant answer. And the answer was, Sarva Shastra Puranishu Vyasasya Vachanam Dhurvam Paropkarastu Punyay Papay Parpirnam. He said, we have so many books, but the essence which in different ways, this Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti, the truth is one. But those who seek to know it, those who pursue the path to know it, they describe it variously. And the essence of the whole thing is that if you do good to those whom you call other, actually according to the Indian Dharma darshan, there is no other. Manasa eva idam aptavyam neha nana asti kinchana. Mirtyo sa mirtyom gacchati ya iha naneva pashyati. if you really develop an insight, manasa eva idam, then you will come to know that this, please, I don't want to confuse you. The first step is our culture tells us to have full respect for the diversity. Accept it as valid. Everyone has a right to pursue whatever is in accordance with her or his own genius. Any path. Akashat patitam toyam yatha gacchati sagaram. Sarvadeva namaskara keshavam piti gacchati. You take any path, you ultimately reach the same destination. So, when I am talking about the unity, don't think that I am trying to overlook the diversity. No, full respect for diversity. Not just respect. Accept it as very valid and right of every individual to pursue a path which suits her own genius, but at the same time don't stop there. See beyond the apparent diversity. This is all apparent, which we see with our physical eyes. But if we are able to develop through the medium of Gyan, the Gyan Chakshu, then we can see that beyond this diversity, actually, there is total unity. Unity of our bodies, which are diverse. They are subject to destruction, decay. The time we spend here in this hall, many changes without notice will happen in our own bodies, in the universe. So whatever is of changing nature, whatever can be, is subject to destruction. That is not, according to the Indian seers, that is not real. The real is in us. Not somewhere in the up in the skies, but inside us. The Jivatma, the Paramatma in the form of Jivatma. Duo imo purusho loke charash chakshara eva cha. Everyone has two personalities. Chara sarva bhutani. Everybody. At the end of the time, will disappear, will be destroyed. But there is something in us, each one of us, that will never be destroyed. And that is our Vastavik Swarup. The real I, who am I? When this question, which Adi Shankara was asked this question, he said, Manobudha hankar chittani naham nacha shrotra jive nacha ghiran netre nacha vyom bhumir na tejo navayu chidanand rupa shivoham shivo. The earlier three lines, they deal with our body. The fourth line deals with our spirit, with our soul, with our Atma. So, I feel, and I am of very strong view, that any literature which pursues this line emphasizes the ekatmata, oneness of being, integration of personality, which reconciles an individual to live in peace with her own self, with the society, and the supreme spirit. To my mind, that is Dharma Sahitya. And we have plenty of it. The goal is very clear, but different methodologies have been adopted to explain that. And I'm sure that the panelists who are sitting here, they will enlighten us. They will make it easy for us to understand what is the Indian ideal, what is the India's worldview, because this culture, I feel extremely proud of my culture as an Indian. But at the same time, I feel I have a sense of shame that we have not lived up to the great ideals initiated by Indian culture. Because the wars, bloodshed, violence which we see around us, the whole world, the wars are going on for years. If we had really been true to our cultural ideals, philosophical ideals, I would say been religious ideals, then we would have been in a position, what Swami Vivekananda repeatedly said, India has a message to give to the world. India has a message to give to the world. If we start seeing the divinity, the Indian culture recognizes divinity of man. The whole world recognized the principle of dignity of mankind only in 1948 in the shape of the Declaration of Human Rights. But thousands years back, India declared to the world, man is essentially divine in nature. If I'm interacting with you and I see divinity in you, it may be latent, but I see you potentially divine. Then is it possible for me to do anything which is hurtful to you? Is it possible for me to put my foot on your foot? That is not possible. So we have failed to, fortunately, as Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore has said, he said, I love India. Not because I believe in the idolatry of geography. Not because I had the good fortune to be born on her soil. But I love India because India has saved the living words through tumultuous ages. Living words which shoot from the consciousness, illumination of her children. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Shantam Shivam Advaitam. So fortunately, although we have not lived up to those ideals, but at least we have preserved them in the sense that they are there, they have not been destroyed. Although we have passed through very, very, as Gurudev said, tumultuous times. We were politically under domination of forces from outside, other countries, but still we were able to save those living birds which issued from the illuminated consciousness of the children of India. So those birds are still there. They can guide us, they can inspire us, and possibly if we are really, have commitment, develop commitment, then possibly we can be in a position where we can transmit this message to the entire world. We can solve our problems and we can also help to create a new world order where everyone has respect for the other and where, as our Jain thinkers have said, anekantvad, siyadvad, naevad, where I have no right to question the other about her beliefs, her practices, and where हम ये कहने की बजाय यही सत्य है हम ये कहें ये भी सत्य है, and we accept the truth of the other which other person believes in.